Hey guys, what's up? Green Machine Sam back with another video, and today we have another rebuild, a LA Chargers rebuild to be exact. First trade, we trade Tyrod Taylor to the Chicago Bears for Darnell Mooney, probably one of the best rookie wide receivers. We trade Virgil Green to the Jets for Austin Davis and Blake Cashman. We trade Forrest Lamp and Dan Feeney to the Lions for DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift, we actually tried trading for Keenan Johnson instead, because he was a power back, but they just didn't want it. Apparently, they wanted to give up on Swift faster than Kerryon Johnson. Justin Jackson, Quisenberry, and Vigil for a pick. Denzel Perriman, a backup running back, and a backup wide receiver. For a second round pick, JL, Adai and Jenkins for Taven Bryan, and a third round pick. A lot of these guys are low risk, high reward players, and we trade Melvin Ingram and Kaiser White for J.C. Jackson and Shaq Mason, and then we trade J.C. Jackson and Linval Joseph for a first, second, and a third from the Minnesota Vikings. And that will help out tremendously in year 2. Reason why I picked this team: they got a rookie QB. Running back situation is shaky at best, especially with Austin Eckler being out recently. The wide receivers have been good. They really have been. But, hey, got to find a third guy. Tight end has been hit or miss, just depending on whether or not Hunter Henry is actually playing. The O-line is not good. It really isn't. Forrest Lamp, Dan Feeney didn't work out. They did bring in Trey Turner and Brian Bulaga this offseason. But are they really the keys for the future? Darnell Mooney will be starting with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen backing him up. Mike Pouncey is up there in age as well now. Is he really the future? Donna Parnham, you brought him in. Is he the future? Is Sam Devine even a fucking starting caliber tackle? I don't think he is. Or Madden probably would have upgraded his overall by now. Is Ryan Groy and all these linemen that they had, are they starting caliber players? I don't think they are, and that's the major thing, is that the Chargers have such a shit O-line. It's crazy to see that Forrest Lamp and Dan Feeney didn't work out when just a couple years ago they were projected as probably the best young guard duo. Because I'm pretty sure they came out of the same draft. I'm pretty sure they came out of Trubisky's draft, if I remember correctly. Nwosu is a good player. Can he take the next step, or is he going somewhere else because he doesn't get the play time? Is Tillery as good as we expected, or is he just another okay defensive tackle? Same with Justin Jones. Cashman we brought in, so we're not going to really worry about him. Drew Tranquil, can he develop? He's an older guy. He came out of the draft later. Can he develop? Can he be good? Kenneth Murray, is he really the Chargers' next linebacker? Because if you remember, the Chargers don't have a fucking linebacker to save their goddamn lives. They haven't had one for the last couple of years. They had Denzel Perriman. They had, who was the other guy? I don't remember who the other guy was. He was another linebacker for him for a while. He's gone as well. So it's just like, they've had issues, and they had to trade away Desmond King because they are already paying Chris Harris and Casey Hayward. And then they have Michael Davis, who has been hit or miss. Nasir Adderley needs to take the next step, but Derwin James has had injury problems the last couple of years, so is he even still the same Derwin James if you get him back? So they drafted a safety. I forget what his name is. We'll see it here in a second. But it's just like, the Chargers are always like 2 or 3 pieces away. It seems like that. And if you look at I think it's their record when only losing by a possession. Alawi Gilman, Alawi. I don't know how to say his first name, but Gilman. They have such a bad record when it comes to one possession games. They're like, last thing I saw, they were like 3-13 in one possession games or whatever. And everybody's like, this just shows you that the coaching staff just isn't good and everything. And I'm like, No, that just shows you that you can't put away games. You guys haven't had that defensive threat yet. And if you remember the Ravens versus Chargers game, it would be 2 years ago now in the playoffs. They didn't have a linebacker that could A, either keep up with Lamar Jackson, or B, shut down enough to make a difference. So they literally had 7 defensive backs on the field with 4 defensive linemen. 7 defensive backs. They had Michael Davis. I'm pretty sure they had Desmond King, Derwin James, Adai, Casey Hayward, and and 2 other guys out on the field, and they literally ran 7 defensive backs. So I personally like the Chargers. The Chargers seem like they're always a playoff contending team for the most part, because I'm pretty sure they've lost like 3 or 4 games already this season of just by 1 possession, which tells me a lot. It tells me, yes, they are in the right spot, and I think they are taking the necessary steps, but they're not close yet, not close enough yet to really become a playoff team. And I think they're personally good. I think they're good. I think they'll have plenty of success over the next couple of years. Even if you look at their base team, not the team that I just built real quick. Um, I think the major thing is, do you have a running attack that can be, uh, consistent? Can you find a left tackle? Can Desmond? Can you find a replacement for Desmond King? Can you find that pairing next to Derwin James? Can Derwin James stay on the field? And can you find linebackers that can, make you some plays? Can they be those true run stoppers that you need? I think they're a good team. I think they are. We went 4-4 at the midseason mark. That's a good start for us. Most of these guys are just guys that I brought in during free agency to play backup roles. Hunter Henry, we need to bring back, and we need to bring back Mike Pouncey. Mike Pouncey's one of the only good O linemen that we have. We got to bring him back. Plus, he's a long time. No, he's not a long time Charger, is he? He's the guy, because he's the one that got traded from Miami, right? Yeah. Because there was one in Miami, and then there's the one that's been with the Steelers the whole time, I'm pretty sure. So, gonna do my little situation of, giving him a big salary, not a big bonus. Hopefully that will get them involved, get them back on the team. Hunter Henry's back on a $10.5 million deal. Mike Pouncey, give him maybe 8 or so. I ended up giving him 9. I don't know. I don't remember if he comes back on this one. I don't think he does. I'm pretty sure I had to franchise tag him, which ultimately cost me only a couple extra mil, which is perfectly fine. Um, Mainly A, because then it does bring back a guy that's already been on the team, and B, it brings back another good O lineman. So yeah, we're 4-4. We're in playoffs actually. We're actually only second in division. If we would have won one of our other games, if we would have beat the Jaguars, we would have been 5-3, and there it goes. Yeah. So at week 17, we were 5-10, which means we won one game and then basically lost out. That sucks. That really does. I'm just gonna auto upgrade everybody there. I should go through and upgrade everybody personally so I can get everybody into the right fits that I want them. But oh well, I was like, what the fuck? We just dropped, 6 games. So, and I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna tell you guys this. We lost the last game, so we went 5-11. Mike Pouncey still doesn't want to sign. I don't think he really wanted to come back to the Chargers, but he's going to come back because A, I can force him to, and B, fuck you. So, our team is definitely bad, don't get me wrong. We have the right pieces to take the necessary steps going into Season 2, but I don't think we're anywhere close to being playoff contenders or even deep running playoff contenders. So yeah, we were 3-2 at Week 5. We were 4-2 at Week 6. And then we lost, 5 straight? 1-1, and then, we were 4-2, then went to 4-4, and then lost 3 more, and then lost another 3. No, and then then lost 4 in a row, then lost 3, yeah. Run game still not there fully. DeAndre Swift had an okay year. Austin Eckler had a good year for the role that he had. Uh, Darnell Mooney popped off 90 catches, almost 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns. Keenan Allen, 1,000 yards, almost 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Mike Williams, 800 yards basically, 5 touchdowns. Hunter Henry, 700 yards, 3 touchdowns. So we definitely had a good receiving core, and it definitely shows. And that just shows this is the first offensive line thing that I've seen that didn't have a ton of sacks besides the 163 overall. Tackles for loss, 14 for Joey Bosa. I don't know why on offline franchises it takes so long to load. Tillery with 14, Nwosu with 10, Cashman with 9, sacks 5.5 for Joey Bosa, 5 for Clay Matthews, 3.5 for Nwosu, 3 for Cashman, 2 for Tillery, 2 for Bryan, 2 for Murray. Don't know why sacks were so high for Clay Matthews, but okay, I'll take it. 4 picks for Nasir Alley, Casey Hayward, Kenneth Murray had 3, Derwin James had 2, Chris Harris had 1, forced fumbles, 2, no fumble recoveries, blocked kicks, none, safeties, none, touchdowns, none. You can basically guarantee there's going to be no fumble recoveries if the guys that forced them didn't get them. 13 for 18, not terrible. It definitely needs to improve. 72% isn't ideal, but it's definitely okay for Michael Bagley. So let's take a look at the yearly awards now. Hopefully Justin Herbert won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Probably didn't. Probably Joe Burrow, like always. Any Chargers? Nope. AFC Offensive Player of the Year. Any Chargers? Yep, Joe Burrow's on Offensive Player of the Year, so we're definitely not winning it. Any Defensive Player of the Year is Desmond King at 10. We were number 2. Darnell Mooney is up there as well as DeAndre Swift. So at 4 and 5 are our 2 skills players, and then we had Austin Davis and Kenneth Murray make the top 10 for Defensive Rookies of the Year. So that's definitely showing us that we're going in the right direction. That definitely shows that we have some young guys that can come out and perform and hopefully be the future of the team. Yeah, so Mike Pouncey has to come back. And if we didn't run out of negotiations, he would have actually been cheaper. That $10 million contract that I gave him, probably would have signed it. The first off season is never good, it seems like. It's the same people over and over. Besides a couple new faces like Fulgham, like Mo Alley, Cox being a higher overall now, Chris Barnes, the linebacker, just a couple other people. There's definitely some people in here that are new just because of overall upgrades and stuff like that. So, Derwin James' contract is coming up. Do we want a 5th-year option? Yeah, and especially with no injuries, he's going to be around. He's going to be a franchise leader. He's going to be the leader of the defense soon. Taven Bryan, no. Just the simple fact that he's only like a 74, 75. He can't be paid like a top 5 guy. Jason Sanders would have been real nice to sign, but he didn't sign. Jeremy Cox would have been real nice to sign. He didn't sign. Leonard Fournette did. Rasul Douglas, Emmanuel Mosley, Travis Fulgham, Ryan Kerrigan, Roquan McMillan, Quincy Wilson, Mo Alley Cox, Lano Hill, Gerard Davis, Kelvin Beachum, Jonathan Cooper, and another player all signed. So like I said, Jason Sanders would have been nice to sign. The punter would have been nice to sign. The fullback would have been nice to sign, but none of them end up signing. I would have given up Fournette for Jason Sanders just because then it's an 80 overall kicker. I have him for the rest of the rebuild. Gabriel Butler looks like the best overall player in the draft class, and that's why I took him here. He's number 2 in the class, so it's not terrible, especially picking at number 7. I had to make sure this was a pick that would be guaranteed to be one of the top 5 picks, and he was. In round 2, I wanted a center, but he got taken, so we're going to take Junior Chapman. He's not as good. He's only a run stopper, but he could definitely come in, fill that backup role. He'll be good for a couple of years, and then we'll ship him off for any assets we can get. 4 and 5 gets me a 3rd from the Saints. There was just not a whole ton of talent in the draft class. Plus, with Auto Scout being fucking dog shit, we can't draft anybody if I don't know their, development. So I'm not gonna sit here and take blind shots in the fucking dark. So looking at the whole NFL, it was a very weak class. I'm gonna put that out there. There was only 5 guys above 75. Like that's a really weak class. That's a really weak class. There's only one guy above a 78. There's only 3 guys above a 76. Like it's definitely a weak class. This was one guy that I was trying to take in the 3rd round, and he literally went the pick before me. And because I sim to user pick, I couldn't stop and try to get him. With that being said, guys, Gabriel Butler is going to look amazing. He's going to be starting right away. Junior Chapman is going to be a backup to Jerry Tillery. But with that being said, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Turn on post notifications if you guys want to be notified every time I post a video. I will be streaming on Twitch hopefully here soon, so go follow over there for some live fun. This is the channel. New roster updates will be coming out. You'll actually probably see those beforehand, but there are some new playlists and stuff down below as well. But with that being said, I'm out. Peace.